You're watching Sports Beat.
Hi there, everybody, and welcome to Sports Beat, and welcome to Maverick Stadium here on the campus of Utah State University as we continue our college football previews. Of course, today it's all about the Aggies here in Logan. And Jeremiah, the Aggies coming off a 6-7 season, not the way they wanted to finish last year. So this year, new hope, and pretty much right behind us, a new stadium.
Yeah, we got a new upgrade here in Logan. Yeah, an 85,000 square foot, $36 million facility. You got club level, you got suite level, and then the one we care about the most,
yeah.
a brand new press box here at Maverick Stadium. It's unbelievable, the difference here. You look at the video screens are going to be here as well, so a lot of reason to be excited if you're an Aggie fan to come up here and watch a game. It's going to be a completely different experience.
Aggie head coach Matt Wells joining us now. And Coach, before we get to what's going to happen this year on the field, you got to be like a proud new parent looking at this stuff behind us.
Yeah, it's nice. It's I think it's just a byproduct of the last few years, a commitment from our administration, starting with President Albrecht and our athletic administration. And I think that shows it shows commitment when you put dollars and time and effort into something like this. And you know, the plan has been done right, from the training room to the football complex to our state-of-the-art weight room. Everything that touched these players first was done first, and then this is last. But it's you know, it's kind of like the icing on the cake.
Coach, you played here 20 years ago. I came to games here 20 years ago. It's a completely different place.
Yeah.
How meaningful is it for you to see the changes that have taken place from your time as a player now to where it is as the head coach?
It's, I mean, it's a little surreal, to be honest with you. Sometimes you walk out here on the turf and you look up and it's an amazing structure and it's nice. It's really nice. And then those of us that have been here for a long time or been going to games here for a long time, and of course I played 20 years ago. Chico Canales, who I just hired, played 30 years ago, and you stop and you're like, and this is in Logan, Utah, at Utah State. And it, again, it shows commitment to me.
Yeah. By the way, my first game ever here in this stadium was right up there watching Chico Canales throw a touchdown pass right there a long time ago. Okay, so nobody's ever seen the insides of that press box until now. So you and your athletic director, John Hartwell, and Corey from Oakland Construction, you gave us a tour a little while ago, so we're going to let everybody else see what is taking place in that beautiful new building right there.
Is that security cam?
Yes, sir.
It's not on a live feed on the internet in the middle of training camp, is it? Appreciate all your work, man.
Thank you.
Let's roll. This looks different than when you brought me through here a couple weeks ago.
So
Yeah.
Big progress.
4 nights a week, we'll have training table meals, not just for football, but for all of our student athletes in here.
Everything is big time, first class. So this is the club level view.
pretty good view from up here.
That's a great view. Flat screen TV, heaters. Probably some days I'd rather sit up here than be down there on the sidelines.
Especially in November.
Yeah.
Proximity between premium seating to the field is the shortest distance of any venue in FBS football.
Really?
Corey, are there shades?
Yes.
That's what I thought you told me last time too. It's a big time Division I press box.
Look at that. We even got workers representing the corporate sponsor.
There you go. How we doing? You good? Yeah.
Not just any suite, the AD suite. This is where
is the
things
AD
get
suite?
done.
Yeah.
This is where
There's no football coaches suites.
This is where the high rollers are going to watch, huh?
Yep.
This is the new suites that you've never had before.
John's suite, great view. You got flat screens here, flat screens over here on this side. Great views of the stadium right here on the 20-yard line. The biggest thing that you can't see today that you're going to see in a couple weeks is the scoreboards and the video boards on both ends. It'll be really, really awesome. Great game day experience.
This is what we like to see, right, Jeremiah? Yeah. The press box.
This is where it all gets done on game day. Working media here, obviously two levels for the working press.
And those are our seats and our views.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, soundproof windows on both sides.
So this is where the coaches are going to be saying, doggone it, Matt, what were you thinking?
I know, and they've got the best view, so they should have all the answers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So the national media guys, obviously they have this door will totally come up. They're exposed here to call the game. Again, a far cry from the single wide trailers last year.
Coach, impressive. That means a lot to not only to your program, to your players, but to the fans.
Yeah. Well, it'll be a big time venue for them to come and watch, and And the video boards, when they get put up, and the experience with the new speaker system and the people that purchase the club level and suite level seats, you know, it's the closest one to the stadium, to the floor in college football.
Yeah.
Be a big time atmosphere.
Most important is recruiting. Let's be honest, you got to keep up with the Joneses in this business, and now you guys can. How important is that facility when you bring somebody in? How important is that?
I think, again, it's the icing on the cake. It's you know, that impacts the recruits just from a visual standpoint. Obviously, we're going to have training room in there, training table, excuse me, in there starting in January, and so I think that'll be big time with the views of the valley and all that. Again, it just shows commitment, and it shows it's a byproduct of the field. At the end of the day, it's still about these players. It's all about these players, and that touches them a little bit, but it does touch recruits, and mainly it touches the fans.
Now you got to win.
Keep winning.
Keep winning.
Yeah.
I hear
Like
that
you
music
have
in the
done.
background right now. What
We
is
are
that?
the champions. Is that something?
I like it.
You know.
I like it.
A precursor?
Yeah, hopefully they're
Exactly.
playing that in November.
Don't want
Yeah.
to put too much pressure on you guys, but
All right, let's talk about what's going to happen on the field. Let's get right to it. Your defense. You lost your two linebackers, Vigil and Fackrell. You've got to replace them.
Yeah, got to replace 4 linebackers.
Yeah.
Actually, all 4 of them are in the NFL. 2 draft picks and 2 free agents, so you lose 4 linebackers in a 3-4 defense. But you know, I truly believe that we've got some good young players. Some of them are older in age but haven't played. Obviously, they've been playing behind 4 NFL guys. But the strength of the defense will be in the defensive line as well as the secondary. We have 3 safeties back that have played a lot of football. We've got 2 corners back that have played a lot of ball, and several D linemen. So I guess that's going to be the parts around those linebackers as they grow and mature in this defense.
you know, a year ago you didn't have Travis Seafelt, now you have him back. How important is it to have a veteran like that back, not only playing football but healthy and ready to go?
Well, first of all, we just thank the Lord that he's, number one, walking and alive. And then what's cool is he got a 6th year. The kid's going to graduate with his master's when he walks out of here in May, and he's going to get a 6th year. The leadership off the field is priceless. Our players see that. It motivates them every day. It makes you just enjoy life. I think when you look at a guy like Travis and you see how far he's come and where he's going to go, whether you know, whether he ever played it down or not, I think is insignificant, but the fact that he's going to be able to actually play and be a significant part of our defense is tremendous.
Offensively, Kent Myers is back, quarterback you know and trust. Offensive line has a lot of experience. You look at that offense, what excites you the most about what you can do, and how important is that experience that you have coming back, something we just talked about you don't have on some of the spots on defense?
Well, we have a lot more coming back on offense, which is a positive. We hadn't had that really in the last several years. We've got 3 offensive linemen that are 3-year starters and have played every minute in every game for the last 2 years and will this year as well. We have 2 tight ends that are extremely good. I wouldn't trade them for anybody else in the Mountain West. We've got 2 quarterbacks back that have played significant time. Kent's won 10 games as a starter here over 2 years. I like our running backs. We're strong in a lot of areas.
Receiving core. You lost a couple speedsters the last couple of years for different reasons. You got anybody that can stretch the field like you want to?
Well, that's the key area where we lose the most, and you know, that I think remains to be seen. To be very honest with you, right now we lose 3 seniors: Swindle, Robinson, and Sharp, that have played a lot of football the last 2 years for us. You know, the 2 slots we have back, Andrew Rodriguez and Kennedy Williams, both played a lot of football last year. So we really have our slots back. We just don't have the outside receivers back. So those are guys, you know, we have to find 3 or 4 of those guys that can step up and play. But I'm confident in the slots. I'm confident in our running backs and our 2 tight ends. You know, I like those guys a lot.
September 1st, Weber State, then you go to USC.
Sure. You know the schedule. I know where we go week 2. I know Arkansas State comes in here after that, and then we open with Air Force. But it's all about us for a long time, and then obviously it's Weber State, and they're a tough team.
As you look at the Mountain West, is Boise State still that team you guys feel like you beat them last year, but you didn't win the division title? Is Boise State still a team you're chasing? San Diego State obviously in the other division. How do you see things shaking out in the Mountain West?
Yeah, and you're taking care of your division first, but to say that you're chasing San Diego State, I don't know if you're chasing them because they're on the other side, but they obviously come here Thanksgiving or Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I know that you know when they're coming, and remember what happened last year, and so I've always said the road to the Mountain Division goes through Boise. We didn't take care of our business after we beat Boise, and that's been reminded to these guys about every workout since January.
All right, Coach Wells, fancy new digs here.
Yeah.
Look forward to fall camp.
Yeah, me too.
All right, thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us come up here.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk to 4 Aggie players, get their thoughts about the upcoming season. That's when we return to Maverick Stadium as our college football preview show continues. And welcome back to Maverick Stadium, Utah State University. Our college football preview show continues. All about the Aggies today. We talked to Coach Matt Wells earlier. Now we got a couple of the offensive studs for the Aggies, quarterback Kent Myers and offensive lineman Jake Simonich. Guys, thanks for joining us. You got to be excited to see all this stuff going up, getting ready for a new season.
Yes, sir, for sure.
So Kent, talk about last year, 6 and 7, a lot of injuries kind of derailed your progress from midway through the season. So what are your expectations going now? Because you have a lot of experience back on offense.
Yeah, I like that. We have a lot of receivers, just with the depth chart. And last year we had, Hunter Swin and Devontae Robinson, but, 2 of the 3 were hurt, and then Hunter was on and off being hurt. So I feel like this year coming back with a, incredible offensive line. We got a lot of backs, depth. We have 5 good backs right now. And I just feel like I'm just excited for the season. So,
Kent, you're not the young quarterback anymore that's surprising everyone. Now there's expectations for you. Now leadership is expected of you. How much have you grown during your 2 years as a starter, and how much better are you today than you were when you started?
I think, just being behind Chucky and just see how he led the offense and the entire team, really, he taught me well. And, I'm just going step by step, just trying to get, the entire offense in the same rhythm. And, like you said, I'm not the young guy anymore, and I just feel like I've been playing, quite a bit now where, the game's slowing down, and I'm just learning a lot just from my coaches, the new offensive coordinator, Luke Wells and Bo Knight. I'm just learning a lot, especially from my players as well.
Is there a major difference with the new coordinators?
No, we're getting basically the same stuff that, Hyper brought in and what we had my freshman year. So other than that, it's basically the same.
You mentioned it moments ago that your offensive line, that's the strength of this offensive side of football. And Jake, you got to be just pumped that you guys got so much experience back and so talented, and then everybody's expecting big things from your group.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got 3 guys, starters coming back, and that's huge, especially when dealing with younger guys and JUCO guys coming in, really just trying to show what we do here and what's the right way, and just trying to spread that culture throughout. And I think that's just really important. I remember my sophomore year, Kevin Wimpy, he was the only returning starter, and I only started 1 previous game before that, and he did a really good job leading us, and now we got 3 leaders to do that, so it's definitely a benefit.
Jake, you're going to need that experience. You're going to face a team like USC. You know what you're going to get there. BYU's on the schedule, Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State. These are teams with big boys. Do you look forward to going out there and proving that you guys, what you can do, that you can be physical, and that you move some of these guys around?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every game, we look at it, each game individually, and that's just another opportunity to show what we can do and what we're capable of. So, yeah, we're looking excited for that game.
Talk about that schedule, 3 of your first 4 at home, so that's nice, so you can get your feet under you. But you start off with Weber State, good in-state rival for both of you guys, but then you go to USC. It's hard not to look ahead to USC going playing at that famous stadium.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, but like Coach said, we're always looking. I like to tell myself, the next opponent is the biggest opponent, and so I'm just focusing on Weber State. But of course, like you said, we know we have USC, and that's a big game. But we have to get that first game, out of our system and go ahead and get a big win so we can go into USC. So.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. Cool new house you got here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to be excited and enjoy it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, good luck, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks at fall camp.
Sounds good.
All right. That's the offense. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball. A couple of defensive studs joining us now. Travis Seafeld, the nose guard, Devin Centers, defensive back. And guys, last year your defense was pretty darn solid, couple injuries and all that. But as you look this year, I'm sure you've been asked this a bunch of times last couple of months. You lose Fackrell, Vigil, a couple other guys are in the NFL from your defensive squad. How do you replace them, and what are your thoughts in trying to replace them and get back to where you want to be?
Well, you start with leaning on other groups like the defensive line and the back end. We've got a lot of returners there. Me and Ricky and Edmund Fiamalo and Siwa Taufa. Back end guys like Jalen Davis, Devin Centers. We got the new guy, Down Levitt. We're going to show a lot there.
Travis, last summer we were having a completely different conversation about you. You're in a hospital, you're in this bad accident, we didn't know if you were going to survive. Take us from then until now. Now you're back playing football. How did you do it?
Just put my head down, grind, keep digging every day. You know, God blessed me with another chance to come out and prove myself once again. I feel like I'm here for a reason, so.
Yeah. And Devin, what kind of an inspiration is he? Because, you know, we didn't know if he was going to survive for a couple of days, and now he's back on your team as your teammate, blood, sweat, and tears on that field.
Actually, it's really cool to see. It's obviously it's amazing, you know, because anybody that saw the pictures of the truck and how mangled up it was, they would look at him and say, how did you make it out alive? So just the fact that he's out here is just simply amazing.
Yeah. We're glad you're here.
Thanks, me too.
Well, Devin, so many leaders have left the program and moved on to the NFL. I look at the roster now, I see you as one of those guys that's going to be leaned on to be a leader and to be a playmaker. Are you ready for that kind of responsibility?
Yeah, I'd say I'm ready. I've been prepared for years now under the guys like Mo Alexander, Brian Sweet, Frankie Cetera, you know, and at one point I actually had to help Marwin out and help him get into the system and get better. So it's nothing new, just new faces to teach.
A lot of coaching changes on the defensive side, new coordinators last couple of years. How has that affected you? You okay? Y'all comfortable with what's going on?
Oh yeah, it's good to have Frank back. He was my first D-line coach, so I've been here for a while. What do you think?
I'm cool with anybody that comes through here. Just gotta play football.
Yeah. I mean, is there a different philosophy? Is it more attacking? Are we going to see any different style on the defensive side this year?
Just run that 3-4 and bleed the run.
Really? Just knock that run down and let him do the rest on the passing game?
That's right, yep. He'll take care of it.
When you guys talk about expectations when you're in meetings, with you're just hanging out at a workout, what does this team expect to do this season? Do you guys believe you're a championship football team?
Yeah, we have a chance to win every game. I think we're really trying to get out there and prove ourselves from last season.
Yeah, because last season was very tough. So, I mean, every time we get a break, we say Mountain West champs. So, you know, that's just our ultimate goal right now.
We talked with Coach Wells and also the offensive guys, 3 of your first 4 at home. Got to love that, really, to get some solid footing. And then you go with Weber State to open up, and then at USC. You just got to be looking at that and saying, this is cool.
Oh, yeah, it is. I love playing in front of this crowd. You know, I believe that we can win, and it's just great. It's great.
I believe that we can win. I mean, does that really get you guys pumped up
yes.
your student section here?
It's not a game without it.
Really?
It's not.
Yeah.
In high school, I used to hate it because opposing school used to do it. Then I got here, I was like, oh, yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Now you're on the right side, huh?
Yeah. That is awesome. Well, guys, pleasure allowing us to come here and chat with you. Great new home here. Glad to see you back on the field, and we're excited to see what you guys have to offer coming up in about a month from now. So, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so there were so many highs last year, right? The Boise State game, major high here when you just pummeled them. So when we come back, we're going to pump up the video, and we're going to take a look at all the great moments from last season of Aggie football. That's when our college football preview show returns to Logan in Maverick Stadium. Welcome back to Logan, Maverick Stadium, Utah State University. Our Aggie football preview show continues. And Jeremiah, I remember last year sitting in the end zone there watching Utah State just pummel Boise State. One of the most incredible Aggie games I've ever been to in a long, long time. So even in a 6-7 season, there were plenty of great moments for Aggie football.
Now it's this year's team's turn to provide some of those moments for their fans. It's time now to pump up the jam. Let's look forward to what you can expect to see on the field.
Pump up the jam.
This season, I did.
Throws it open over the top, touchdown, Utah State. juked a guy out of his shoes.